Hello, 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 welcome. In today's video, we're gonna talk about Brighton, Michigan. Maybe you're thinking about moving to the area, maybe you're thinking about moving to Michigan, and you just wanna learn more about Michigan. Well, Brighton might be the city for you. Hi, hello, hola, what up, do, as they say in Detroit. My name is Matt Talbot. This is the Living in Detroit channel. Today, we're talking Brighton, Michigan. Yes, Brighton, Michigan. You guys have probably saw it in your home search. If you've been poking around in different areas here in Southeast Michigan and you've been thinking about moving here to Michigan, I'm sure you've seen Brighton, Michigan come up. There's a lot of reasons for that. So in this video, we want to deep dive into Brighton, give you an overview of Brighton itself, a little bit about the housing statistics, what to expect, all the good stuff that you would want to know if you're thinking about moving to Brighton, Michigan. So to start, where is Brighton, Michigan? Brighton is in Livingston County. Where is Livingston County? Well, in Michigan here, Livingston County is really west and north of Detroit. So Detroit sits in Wayne County. You keep going west, you're gonna run into Washtenaw County, and above that is Livingston County. And Brighton, for the most part, is in the southeastern portion of Livingston County. So definitely still here in Southeast Michigan without a doubt, but you're getting a little bit in the westward part here of Southeast Michigan, beginning in Livingston County. A lot of people choose to live a little bit more in that Brighton area, a little bit more small town feel, a little bit more spread out, and can shoot down to Ann Arbor for work, or can jump onto 96, head over to Wixom. You can go over to Novi, Northville. You can continue to head east from there, go to Farmington, and you go all the way to like the Woodward Corridor to 75, shoot up to Troy. So Brighton's a very, very sought out area. I talk about this a lot on our channel. What has happened here in Metro Detroit, here in Southeast Michigan, continues to develop from Detroit as a spoke. So although Brighton is an old city, actually dating back to, sorry, I got it right here, 1867, the village of Brighton, and then 1928, the city, there's been a lot of development in that area. So back in the day, 1800s, early 1900s, that was very much farmland, okay? So there's a little village of Brighton, and eventually the city in the 20s came to be. And again, that was really just a gathering place like the small town cities that we have across the Midwest and really across the country, depending on the age of the area that you're from. That was really a gathering place kind of for the farmers, right? For the most part, that was farming land back in the day. Now, fast forward 100 years or close to it, and you're at the point where, you know, there's been a lot of development. So again, in Metro Detroit, in Southeast Michigan, it's kind of like a spoke from the city. There's more and more new construction. And so for the last few years and really into the future, there's been tons of development in Brighton. It's been a very hot spot because you get that small town feel. You're really close to Ann Arbor, you're close to 96 and all the expressways in and out of town. But again, you have more land, you have a little bit newer construction, and you have a plethora of options when it comes to living. You could be right in the city, right downtown, and have, you know, that old school type house, or you could be on a little bit more acreage or one of the newer built communities in Brighton, which is why, like I said, it's such a sought out area. We do a lot of new construction builds out there. We do a lot of newer resales as well too. Sometimes you can get a little bit more house in a city like Brighton than something that's a little bit more east and closer to Detroit, if that makes sense. Population of Brighton, the city itself is about 8,000. The township itself, which sits around the city, is 18,000. So you're 30,000 people total throughout Brighton itself. Now there's other surrounding communities as well in Brighton, in Livingston County, as well as parts of Oakland County, and actually parts of Washtenaw County, not terribly far from there as well too. Brighton, like I said, sits kind of on that southeastern border of Livingston County, okay? So you have other surrounding communities as well too. You know, Brighton's not far from Green Oak Township, which is kind of like a lot of times you get Brighton schools or South Lyon schools. South Lyon isn't terribly far from that area too, which is a little bit more east and south. You can also head north to Heartland, which is another cool community up there, as well as continue to head a little bit more north, but really just west, and you're gonna run into Howell, Michigan. So like we just got an awesome newer construction house accepted for a buyer this week out in Howell. So that's a little bit past Brighton as well too, but there's some surrounding communities in there. There's some farmland, there's a little bit more rural area, but then there's also these more downtowny areas, different shopping malls, shopping centers, and all that stuff. And again, a little bit more spread out. You head north to Heartland, or a little bit west of that to Highland as well too. Those areas could be of a focal point to you as well too. We've talked a lot about Milford as well, which is in that general pocket of town, is a little bit east of Brighton itself, and so that's also a very awesome area for a lot of people. There's a GM proving grounds there. A lot of people work in that area, but it's also very spread out. There's some lakes, you get a little more property. That's kind of the lay of the land in this part of town. So deep diving more into Brighton itself. This next section, we always like to talk about schools. We definitely can't steer you in a direction of schools of one way or another, but the school system itself in Brighton is a fairly decent sized school, school system, 5 elementary schools, 4 middle schools, 4 high schools, and a 98% graduation rate, which is definitely on the higher end of things. I think if you do your due diligence, you'll find through different research online that you have really good ranking schools in a city like Brighton. That's one of the reasons why it's so sought out as well too. There's also on their website cities near Brighton, like we were just talking about: Howell, 4.91 miles; Lakeland, 5.72 miles; South Lyon, 6.63 miles; Pinckney, 7.12 miles; and Whitmore Lake is another good one. It's a beautiful lake down there, a little bit south of Brighton, between Brighton and Ann Arbor is a cool little pocket of town as well too. 7.52 miles as well. So again, deep dive. There's a lot of stuff, like this is schooldigger.com. There's a lot of different stuff, but if you look at, like, for instance, this site, you go school to school, according to schooldigger.com, they're all like 4s or 5s for the most part in Brighton schools. So again, just kind of referencing those resources, but I think if you'll deep dive, a lot of people do choose to be in Brighton schools itself. And again, not only is the school system great, but having like the downtown area, having cute restaurants and shops, which we'll get into in a minute, is awesome in a city like Brighton as well too. Why you get some of the newer construction builds or a little bit more land if you're looking for that in the Brighton community. Things to do in Brighton, Michigan. So one of the reasons why Brighton's so awesome in my opinion, and one of the reasons why it's kind of nice to get a little bit outside of, direct Metro Detroit in my opinion, is because there's some more, outdoor activities, right? There's definitely stuff throughout Southeast Michigan as a whole, but you get some more activities in a city like Brighton. One area that I like is Island Lake Recreation Area. I just pulled this one up. It has 4,000 acres of state land in Southeast Michigan. The park is a population density for mountain biking, paddling, hiking, swimming, triathlon training, picnicking, hunting, fishing, and trapping, and is home to modern shooting range. The park is underdeveloped in the natural feel, featuring 4 island lakes, the Huron River, and a mixture of open bush, mature hardwood forest, and pockets of open meadows. So again, cool place in the general Brighton area. Very easy to get to, not far to be able to commute to. Kensington Metro Park is also not crazy far from Brighton, and there's a host of other different outdoor type activities in that type of area as well too here in Southeast Michigan. So that's definitely a pro of something to do. Another thing to do, kind of in that same facet, outdoor theme, I would say, is Stone Co-op Farm, certified organic farm, open to the public for farm tours, hosts weekly farm markets. That's an all organic farm. Downtown Brighton has farmers markets, just like most of the cities here in Southeast Michigan. These little towns all have farmers markets at least one day out of the week in the summer for the most part. So last but not least, painting that same picture with the outdoor theme of things to do in Brighton would be Jump Island, Michigan's first inflatable water park. Mike made me retake it because I said inflammable water park the first time. Not right, not inflammable. Inflatable water park located on Bishop Lake. Multiple pass options for single day and season pass. So again, there's just outdoor activities. Like, I know people out there that like the dirt bike. I know a lot of people in that area that are big golfers. There's a lot of golf courses in Brighton and the surrounding communities as well too. There's a lot of outdoor activities in a city like Brighton, in that general pocket of town. And if you continue on to Livingston County, it just becomes a little bit more rural as well too. So there's just a lot of different outdoor activities. Lake life is huge in areas like that. There's different lakes scattered throughout Livingston County, parts of Oakland County, parts of Washtenaw County, which isn't crazy far from there as well too. So just to sort of give you a lay of the land, what the general feel is. Couple good food spots too, which is up next. Okay, up next is food spots in Brighton, Michigan. This is actually a pretty in-depth list. Well, I mean, there could be a pretty in-depth list. We have a few highlights that we want to point out. First is Stillwater Grill, locally owned and operated, established in 1997, voted best restaurant in Brighton 17 years straight. Brighton Bar and Grill, located downtown Brighton, open Monday through Sunday. Also, Chowamichi's, I think that's how you pronounce it. Don't quote me on that. That's what I've always called it. Located in downtown Brighton, serving Italian cuisine for 2 decades. Available to book private parties as well too. But even if you just Google Brighton food, like, I've been to a bunch of these places through the years. I'm always like big with food. Like, I'm more of like a you really need to be a 4.4 or higher in most areas on Google rankings for me to like want to check your restaurant out. Sometimes 4.2 to 4.3 is okay. Under 4.2 is not usually my favorite spot. Sorry if you own a restaurant and you're in that area, you got to figure it out. You got to get yourself like that 4.4 or higher, ideally 4.5 or higher. And so I had a quick search here. Captain's on Main is a 4.6, almost 600 reviews. Grecian Island restaurant. There's a lot of Greek restaurants in Michigan here. So if you're not familiar with like Coney Islands and Greek food, that's a big thing here in Michigan. So Coney Islands are a place that you go. They have a few staples to be considered Coney Island, in my opinion. Okay. Number one is what, Mike? Mike's from out of town, and that's why I'm grilling him. So number one of a Coney Island here in Michigan is going to be a gyro, okay? It's either lamb meat, you can do a chicken gyro, sometimes it comes with pork, but for the most part, lamb meat. It comes with tzatziki sauce and a pita with onion, tomato, and sometimes other toppings. That's a gyro, okay? Chicken gyro, also important. Number two, and most Coney Islands here are Coney hot dogs, okay? I don't eat hot dogs, but you got the hot dog, the bun, you have the mustard sauce on top, and you also have chili, okay? Many times with onion as well, too. Not always done with onion. People catch up on it. I know it's like a thing, like people debate about hot dogs and ketchup, whatever. Okay, so Greek food. The third staple in a Greek restaurant / Coney Island, in my opinion, has to be, dude, you gotta know this. There's no way you don't know it. Yes, Coney Island. How many times have you been to Coney Island, Michigan? We're slacking, dude. Okay, we're gonna get Mike up some Coneys. Last but not least is going to be a Greek salad. Okay, Greek salad. Traditional Greek salads are different. It's like chopped salad, like just cucumber, tomatoes, and stuff. Greek salad is iceberg lettuce, feta cheese, tomatoes, onions, olives. A lot of people don't like olives, but the Greek olives are bomb. Beets, pickled beets, and Greek dressing. Oh, one other piece is peppercini peppers as well. So you bite the pepper, you eat the salad, and then when the juices pour out, you pour the juices all over the salad, and you mix it all together with Greek dressing. A lot of times it also comes with pita bread, okay? So, Coney Islands, Greek food in Michigan, very important to know the good spots, very important to understand that not only do they have those staples, but they also have great breakfast as well, too. Okay, last but not least, a personal favorite and what a lot of people like in Brighton is Sushi Zen. That's a 4.7, over 2,000 reviews, so they have a good sushi spot in town. I mean, there's a lot of good spots in town. There's a lot of spots to grab a cocktail, a lot of spots to grab a beer, tons of good food in Brighton. Again, it has its own community feel, its own festivals, its own vibe in downtown Brighton, but please do not forget my note on Greek salads and Coney Islands here in Southeast Michigan. Last but not least, the moment you've all been waiting for. Everyone says, I want to see the houses, I want to see real estate, blah, 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 blah. I get it. I know that you guys want to see houses. I get it. That's part of our channel, but the biggest part of our channel is to help out-of-town buyers or people moving to a specific city and help them understand more about Michigan because it's awesome. Help them understand different areas so they can make the best selection for them and their families. Housing statistics. Average price point in Brighton for single-family house, $494, and that's for single family. Days on market, 30 days on market here in 2024. We're seeing that pretty consistently in most of the cities that we talk about in these videos. A lot of the cities we talk about are, nice areas or good areas, very sought out and stuff like that. So usually days on market is lower. And again, we're still hovering at 30 days here in 2024, which is pretty fast paced market. Average price per square foot, $243 per square foot. And there's a lot of different types of home builds in Brighton. So our list includes colonial, ranch, farmhouses, bungalows, split level, contemporary. You're gonna have a lot of colonial, Cape Cod, newer construction homes throughout a city like Brighton. Downtown, you're gonna have even old Victorians, older type of homes that have been there since the 18 or 1900s, early 1900s, as well as a lot of those new construction options. And then one thing we did mention is farmhouses. So once you get into cities like Brighton Township, some of the surrounding communities, there's gonna be more options for old farmhouses, which is a very sought out product. They're actually building new farmhouses these days, which are a very cool product in my opinion, and bigger plots of land. So if you're looking for more land, you're looking for 5 acres, 10 acres, 20 plus acres, a township or area like Brighton, Livingston County, some of the surrounding communities could be an area for you. So a few takeaways from this video. Brighton, awesome. Surrounding communities, great. Lots of things to do. And do not forget or sleep on Greek food in Coney Islands. If you don't know about it, that's where you get the discount here in Michigan. My name is Matt Talbot. This is the Living Detroit channel. I am the owner broker of Redefine Real Estate. Thanks so much for seeing our video. Have a great day. Dude, like Leo's Coney, it's like, okay, go to Leo's Coney Island next time you're hungry and just like get like a Greek salad and like a gyro or honestly, whatever you want. Like great, you go there for breakfast, you get like hash browns, you get eggs, you get like, it's just like good, cheap food. Most Greek restaurants are not like high-end Greek restaurants. Most of them are Coney Islands. This is like affordable family dining, but like it's like they have like, okay, chicken lemon rice soup. Wintertime, chicken lemon rice soup, pita, Greek salad, fire, flames all day long. Fantastic. Coney Islands, Greek food. Don't sleep on the discount food in Michigan.